Hello and welcome back to another episode of GamesQuestions. We're now on episode 25, so it's good to know that this is still working and is useful, and we're still getting a lot of questions in, which is great. And it also helps us know what information you want to know, and is also helping make the blog better with that information. So thank you to everyone who has continued to leave questions. Okay, so I think this week let's start with the UK. So the first question is from Paul. Hello, Paul. And Paul has said, I'm looking forward to rumours and legends arriving. So are we. And I'm guessing you've seen the blog and you see that it's begun its epic journey across the ocean. And yeah, just keep following the blog in the meantime. But yeah, it's great to hear that you're excited. And yeah, thanks for popping by this week. Next question is from Roger, who said, I note Oracle Story Generator is stated as fully dispatched. I've not received any tracking information, nor has the product arrived. Can you clarify, please? Yes, so that is indeed fully dispatched. What I would probably recommend if you haven't received tracking information, firstly, check your junk email, as we have had reports in the past that it has gone there. Check there first. Otherwise, I would recommend reaching out to our customer service team. Either you can drop us a DM across our social media channels, which will allow us to quickly look into your order and check the status. Otherwise, you can also contact our customer service team, and that information is on the website. So yeah, definitely reach out and we can check that for you in the meantime. But yeah, thanks, Roger. Okay, so the next question is from Vanya, who said, general question, please. Oh, general question. When you receive the products, are they boxed up and packed up, ready to be labelled and sent to backers, or they arrive in bulk and you have to separate them and pack them for each individual backer? Yeah, thank you for the question. So I've actually got Will, who is our warehouse manager, to answer this question for you. So yeah.
So generally all the stock arrives to us in bulk in manufacturer cartons. Then we go through, unbox the cartons, we'll get all the data, work out the packaging combinations, and yeah, get it all packed up and sent off to all the backers.
Hope that information was useful and helped answer a bit more about what goes on behind the scenes. Really enjoyed this question, and if anyone wants to know even more about behind the scenes or see more clips, please let us know and we can definitely look into providing that. But yeah, thank you very much for the question. We have Andrew next, who has said, hi, question regarding Mosaic. There are two Kickstarters that you should be fulfilling, one straight after another. Can you advise your progress with this, please? I believe you might be talking about potentially a second wave, which was indicated on their Kickstarter page. And there's also additional stock to be dispatched for the French, Spanish, Italian, and German and Polish versions, which according to the Kickstarter page, there is still a bit of a wait for that. Regarding the English version of Mosaic, they have now been fully dispatched except for 2 orders, and 1 is on hold. So if you are waiting for the English version, please reach out either through customer service or social media, and we can assist further and look into your order. However, if I have misunderstood your question, just drop us a message on social media and I can provide the information you're looking for your question. So apologies if I have misunderstood. But in the meantime, I'll also provide a link to the Kickstarter update, which might hopefully also provide further information what you're looking for. But yeah, thank you for the question in the meantime. Okay, and next up we have Chris. So hello, Chris, and you have asked once again, Herbalist Primer is either not fully dispatched or I'm missing the extras. You need to be clear about what's happening with that. You, not the Kickstarter page. So from our point of view, as in GamesQuest, we have fulfilled the items which the publisher have asked us to fulfill, which included the limited edition and standard edition of Herbalist Primer. We're aware that people are waiting for extras, and which is why we kept it on the blog, as you know, people who maybe don't see the Kickstarter update might see that information on the blog, and it would redirect them to the Kickstarter page to help them find the information they might be looking for. As I stated recently, we have fulfilled the items which the publisher has asked us to fulfill. At this time, we are not scheduled to fulfill the extras, so I would actually recommend reaching out to the publisher to find out further information regarding the extras if you haven't heard anything. and we will take it off the blog in the meantime. Like I said, we're not currently scheduled to do the extras. That can change. If that does change, we'll add it back onto the blog stating, Herbalist Primer extras or something like that. So backers can follow that if that is the case. But yeah, so I hope that helps clear up what's going on with Herbalist Primer in the meantime. However, if you do have any further questions or concerns, of course, please just reach out via social media or customer service, and we will provide as much information as we can if that hasn't clarified as much as you'd like. But yes, Chris, thank you for the question. Oh, and we're already on to the final question on the UK blog this week, which is from Steve, who has asked, according to the author publisher, Pirate Borg is supposed to be with you, but is absent from the list above. Do you have this? Is there a reason it is absent? There is a reason it's absent from the blog, and that is because all projects we are fulfilling are not actually included on the blog. The majority is, don't get me wrong. However, it is actually up to the publisher if they would like to be included on the blog. Some publishers just prefer to provide updates directly to the backer. So yeah, on this occasion, we would recommend keep an eye on their Kickstarter page for updates. However, I can confirm that we are indeed the fulfillment partner for Pirate Bog. So yeah. So yeah, I hope that information is helpful, and thank you to everyone on the UK blog this week. If anyone has further questions, please reach out and we can clarify further. In the meantime, I'm going to head over to the EU blog. Okay, so we have a lot of questions regarding Europa, and in fact, I believe it's the majority of the questions this week on the EU blog. To help pretty much provide further information, there is actually a fantastic comment from Victor, who has said, guys, these things take time. It wasn't just the play mats, it is the queue, it is customs, it is New York laws in the European Union. Now, in the EU warehouse, they do things differently and they don't use plastics at all. So something new has to be devised. They are presenting us with different solutions based on their limitations, and we have to choose. We choose, and now they have to, I guess, stock packaging. Our playmat is very big and material is not super known. We, GamesQuest and us, want to do it the best way possible, which is a fantastic comment. And Victor, I just want to say thank you for leaving that and helping give the backers insight of what's involved in the packaging. It's true that the process is very different in the EU compared to the UK, and we do in fact have to use different packaging. As Victor said, the player mats are huge, and I think you guys are going to love them when they arrive. However, it's not just packaging that has been taken into consideration. This will affect the couriers services that are available. So there's a lot to consider for packaging. Maybe one time it's possible to maybe we can do a video of like a little behind the scenes of what's involved with packaging. I don't know if that's something you guys would be interested in, but if you are, please let us know and we can definitely look into possibly doing that. I have now been informed that the packaging has been approved, so that should be moving forward. And of course, once fulfillment does start for EU, we will post an update across our social media channels. So just keep an eye out for that in the meantime as well. Up for Alex, Martin, Padre, Jeron, Seb, and David. I hope that information is useful. Okay, next question is from Brynja, who has said, will my Old School Essentials boxes ship from the EU or UK? I am in Iceland. Yeah, so I can confirm that your Old School Essentials order will ship from the UK, so just keep an eye on the UK blog. In the meantime, and next up we have Alexander, who said, when do you expect fulfillment for Mosaic to be completed? What service will be used to deliver to Belgium? And do we get a tracking number? So I can confirm you will get a tracking number, and from our side, fulfillment is pretty much complete for Mosaic. We only have 2 orders awaiting to be dispatched and 1 order on hold. So you should receive your tracking information once your order has been scanned by the courier into their system. If you haven't, please reach out via social media. It's probably the quickest way to do it, and we can just check your order on the system quickly for you. And also provide the courier service which will be used, which varies. So reaching out is probably the best way to give you the most accurate information on that. Next up we have Dean, who said, hello, do you know when Blood and Plunder is due to start shipping in the UK? At this point it's on the water, so it's probably a little bit too early to provide an estimate. However, once it's kind of awaiting arrival from port, it tends to move a lot more quickly. So in the meantime, we just say keep an eye on the blog for that. But yeah, I know a lot of people are excited for Blood and Plunder, and yeah. Okay, and next question is from Brian, who said, I'm expecting a copy of Europa and was hoping to see it arrive before Christmas. But alas, now my situation has changed and I'm moving to a different location at the end of January. Is there any chance for me to change the address it's being sent to? Yes, so our customer service team are able to update your address for you as long as the order hasn't been picked. Once it's been picked and packed, does get a little bit more difficult. So yeah, in the meantime, I'd actually recommend reaching out to us via social media, and we can look into this for you and update it. So yeah, we'll keep an eye out for your message in the meantime. Oh, and the last question is from Greg, who said, "What's the difference between shipping Europa in the EU and UK?" And in the UK, it is underway for 2 weeks, and in the EU, it didn't even start. As Victor highlighted in their comment, it is just a completely different system. Sometimes EU will start shipping first, sometimes it's UK. In this instance, the UK shipped out ahead of the EU. In addition to that, we do try to get them shipped out pretty much at the same time. Obviously, on this occasion, that hasn't been the case. On this occasion, we've just been working with packaging to ensure your products get to you as safely as possible. And yeah, that has now the publisher has now agreed on packaging that we'll be moving forward with, so we should continue to see progress with Europa and EU orders. So yeah, just keep an eye on the blog in the meantime, and as previously stated, we also put updates across our social media channels, which we will do for Europa, so also just keep an eye on them in the meantime as well. But yeah, Greg, hopefully that information is helpful, and once again, thank you to everyone who has left questions on the blogs this week. As always, blogs will be back out on Tuesday. Get your questions by Thursday and we'll get them answered. And if there's anything you guys also want to know about behind the scenes, also let us know that in the comments section too, and we can look into getting that information to you guys. And if you still want further information for your question, we're on social media, so just drop us a message there and we can answer in more detail. Until next time, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.